Al pie del Ávila majestuoso, a 920 metros sobre el nivel del mar, en un valle de verde geografía que se abre de este a oeste, surge Caracas, la capital de Venezuela.
And now, our feature presentation.
You are watching a master at work.
Go get some!
What is up, nation? My name is Rafael Chacinas, known as El Capitán Rafucho, and welcome to another edition of Straight Outta Nation. Now you can hear me good. Now you can listen me good. Now we're about to get ready, folks, because I know after those technical issues that we got over the microphone and the camera, so we are ready to rock and roll, motherfuckers, because this is another episode of Straight Outta Nation, because not only we can talk about Raiders, but also we can talk about the NFL, NBA, college bulldog, college basketball, everything, because it's all about the culture between two sports, football and basketball. Because I know that you're might do something very well, but here it is, folks. And after all the technical issues that we just got it all, right now we're just getting back. We're just getting back, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what? How you feeling this Wednesday? Well, Wednesday for the Pacific time, Thursday, because I know y'all feeling. I know y'all feeling right on this Thursday. Almost getting there to the weekend, y'all. Almost getting there for the weekend, y'all. And to be honest right now, I'm very excited, well, for another game, but also I'm a little bit too sad. because we get almost close to the game between Las Vegas Raiders versus Jacksonville Jaguars. And we just got everything, but you know what? It's always the same bullshit. It's always bullshit over and over and over again. So, yeah, you might know this. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube. Almost getting there to 2K subscribers. Also, make sure to follow me all around for the social media. Twitter as known as it's at Capitán Rafucho. On Instagram at Capitán Rafucho 93. On Kick at Capitán Rafucho 93. On TikTok at Capitán Rafucho 93. And if you wanted to help to support this stream, this platform, this video, you can make a donation by PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. All financial help is good. Now, we are about to get ready to rock and roll because, to be honest right now, it really surprised me a lot because during for the game about Las Vegas Raiders versus Jacksonville Jaguars, we're almost getting close. We're all for only 1 point, but during for the 2-point conversion, it was too late. That was the same bullshit, but I was just like, oh, what the fuck we had to do right. Yep. Not that really easy, but you know the deal is. You know about this right now. Because, to be honest right now, during for Las Vegas Raiders versus Jacksonville Jaguars, there was something to prove. And of course, we had to change a lot. Because honestly, we can do like a great difference. But after all the MAC practice coming out there for the coaching and the scheme, I mean, what can I tell about this right now? It's always the same bullshit. And I totally understand our frustration as a fan base for many reasons. But it's just like getting out of the control. I know it really sucks because that connection, it would just like dishandle it. It would just like really dishandle it. Because why in the actual fuck we just lost it? For only 1 point against Jacksonville Jaguars. And we almost miss it to the 2-point conversion. Because you know why? Coaching relying on the raw patching talent of the Bowers, it's not very competitive. It's always yes. And I didn't see a lot into improvement from the coaching and Thursday off of the defense and our offense. The bounce factor is great, but we cannot overlook the absolutely shit of everything else from coaching and play calling being too predictable. And for fuck's sake, we just saw like the Jacksonville Jaguars letting off of the best roster on Bowers side to push Gino to the weaker side, catching edge times. You know what that means? And Gino, he doesn't feel very comfortable in running onto open field. More like often hesitates, and pulls the trigger and batteries to compensate just in what results in interceptions. I know he's a pocket quarterback. We all know. But how in the actual fuck is a pocket quarterback with an inconsistent offensive line, the wide receiver room that doesn't have the raw talent of height, skill advantage, vertical or speed to challenge matchups? I understand our wide receivers are getting really short. Really short. And that's one of those reasons that really pissed me off when Tyler Lockett was getting instead of Tom Thornton Jr. It just really embodied me out. It just getting really pissed me off. It doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. Because I know our wide receivers are really short, slow route runners, and more often they're not finding it. That means with Gino can click it in. And that really pissed me off. Definitely pissed me off. And for the running back, we just have Aston Gentry. Yep. We have a generational running back, which is Aston Gentry, that was taking the sits. And the coaching still doesn't find the fire under their ass to spend the playbook around him between probably like 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. And it still doesn't happen without the playbook around him. 2 weeks of the same shit, and then maintain A and B the gap to this game, and I found it early because vastly inconsistent, not very assistant. Yep, not very assistant to go for the late or mid-game. Whatever the stamina problem, I cannot for certain what it had to do with Genty as NFL balance, acceleration, long speed, contact durability, and the current playbook is simply stupid. It becomes like embarrassment. There was always check down, block, and run into 300 pounds plus defensive line. We're very limited outside runs, no forward passes, no screens, no flip flickers. I mean, they became like a whole nightmare. And around for like the defense is gonna be like a limiting factor. It's gonna be like a limiting factor for any reason. Any reason. And obviously with some draft picks to fill it out for the next year, which is basically not gonna really happen. And I really know it's gonna be very difficult to see about it. But obviously we will see about it. But it's going to be ultimate the motivation that you can realize at your offense scoring. And certainly struggling with the wrong game, rubbing it off of the tackle. And for the special teams, we always fucked up. Twice. I don't count special teams again in overtime if they're failed in regular. Because it doesn't take it like a rocket science to me. If your best player is the option, that's what to go for the man. The last downs of the overtime, 2 yards to go, we have Genty. Now we had to do, got 2 fucking awesome tight ends and couldn't find the creativity to use them open. We blocked to 2 points. Should be poor dominance of the red zone with our talent? I don't know. Because that was like this small play calling and coaching. Like, how did I watch those teams or winning seeing the variety of wrong schemes to Genty to keep schemes basically with the gap, with the offensive line that doesn't hit 55% or 60 or 70. Bones to know that outside no runs, no screens, no forward pass. And I just watched Gino. And he just like isn't man. He doesn't have the mentality or a get it done player. Absolutely not producing for plenty of open field chances to check the coverage with a quarterback rush. It's just not. Really don't. Really don't. And they tried to run it, they got blown by the back of the single round. And the line is not really good. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are totally weak in the secondary because of an injury. The injury, their attack weakness, and it worked. They scored touchdowns in the red zone that week. You just don't know how to run. And I was just like, what in the actual fuck? Because that really stands for anything. I know that we made like a lot of great games, but it doesn't. Certainly, it doesn't how to get involved a lot of this. I mean, come on. We have one of the 2 best players in the league, which is Crosby and Bowers, and of course, there's Genty. I mean, they're good on blocks, NDL, etc. It is because then we're going to determine what we need to add. But it was just like a great game, but it was very difficult because I know that Gino can see the field. He can see not the field because it was 2 wide open receivers in the back of the end zone, which is not that really in. Not that really in. And then we just lost it. We just lost it at all. And I understand that we have like an explosive touchdown by Buck Bowers, and I love the fact that he just came back. Yep, he just came back a lot. Hey, how's it going, the Hardcore Hater MMA? Shout out, I got a dip though. Yes, it is. So shout out to the Hardcore Hater MMA because I know he was doing the MMA live chat talking about some serious issues about for like the polemic and the controversy of MMA gambling, which, as a matter of fact, I can talk right now out of We're for the Combat Claw, which is a special episode. So you gotta stay tuned. Yep, you gotta stay tuned. And talking about Las Vegas Raiders versus Jacksonville Jaguars, they only play great. Aston Genty have a great day, also Brock Bowers, but I'm just really confused how Pete keeps throwing into the goal line. Well, he might learn, but I'm just really mad. Really, really, really. And they have the same look. That vision doesn't promise it. Doesn't. Because if they don't get like anything but surprise there, because Jacoby Myers was wide open at him. For some reason, Gino opted to bypass what seemed like an easy strike to get hit and hit Lockett with the back in the end zone. That was a real shame, dude. Real shame. Because for some reason, opted to bypass what it seemed to me like an easy strike to try to hit him up. So let's just wait to find out. Because I know that Geno Smith isn't worth it. Isn't. Because for me, if I was a coach right now, I would probably bench Geno Smith and put Kenny Pickett. I wouldn't mind like getting the corner, getting another opportunity. But man, we're just really missing the path at the end of the game. But every coach's reaction where you especially throw the game losing pass directly into a mid-area defensive tackle, which is not really good. Not really good. And we just have like, what did the actual fuck are we do? It's the same bullshit over and over and over again with the bad accuracy and the incompetition to action. Because those usually quarterbacks are all on to get a life in the interview instead of the career didn't pan out because they aren't getting the right opportunities to showcase their abilities and they place the blame everywhere but themselves. Is everything right? It's not about the rocket science, but it just reminds me how Pete Carroll, because I'm not getting really involved with the politics. But Pete Carroll is just like exactly like Joe Biden. He doesn't know how to throw a game plan between for the screen passes. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of worse coaches than that. We've been seeing a lot of worse stuff. Antonio Pierce and Josh McDaniels. I mean, what can I tell you about this right now, folks? It's just like, man, it's really over. I mean, he was dazzling confused. I mean, the smushy chance and the icing shot in defeat, that was just like it. And I cannot take this pen anymore. No matter how close the game was, it's just to know how we're going to lose every season because it's been like the whole same story over and again. And Pete's going to screw it up things up if they don't have like some kind of things that he need to fix it up. And they're getting wasted pretending that they'll get anything better. But at least we're not tanking for a quarterback. Because if we're tanking for a quarterback, this situation is going to be really different. And the people are going to boo at each other. Hey, how's it going, Jim Buck? Love you, Jim Buck. Salute to you. But at this point, I mean, some of those fans are getting really upset. But whatever happened to tank for the draft or still at the same two, but it's not really worth it. Not really worth it because it's just like in another year of getting desperation, getting involved with the same bullshit. And look, I know with this frustration coming out there for Pete Carroll, but you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. And I really understand why in the actual fuck you did that. It was nice to watch until the end still have hope, but they can't get too much more entertaining about the possibility of the comeback between like 20 seconds left in the overtime. Yep. In the overtime, which is very, very. And we all know that we're just getting ball like more healthy. But I understand we got 3 players that we got at all, which is Brock Bowers, Aston Genty, Miles Crosby. The rest need to a lot improvement. Yep. They need to get improved all around this one. They need it. They need it all. But it is what it is. And I know it really pains me a lot. As a Raider fan, I was suffering a lot of pain and screaming, but don't worry about it because I didn't break too. Because I was there to getting close to get to see like a great win against Jacksonville Jaguars, but after the 2-point conversion failure, it was just like, oh shit, here it goes again. So we got to scream. Yep. We got it all for like just screaming over there, which is, man, I cannot believe it just happened. All right, so we got for the next topic because I know that after talking about Las Vegas Raiders versus Jacksonville Jaguars, my thoughts. Right now, let's get into an important thing, which some of those fans, they're really pissed off, but some of the fans, they have very happy, some they get really confused, but it's happening. Yep, it is really happening. And they had some breaking news coming up there because check this out. Between for the Twitter account of Adam Schefter, Raiders are training wide receiver Jacoby Myers to the Jacksonville Jaguars in exchange for 4th and 6th round picks. Multiple teams are including the Steelers and Jaguars and it's showing interest in Myers, who is scheduled to become a free agent after his contract expires this season. So, with that being said, we just lost Jacoby Myers. We lost another wide receiver. What should we do with? I know they got a boo over there for the trade, but it really happens a lot. It just really happened a lot. Because looking for the bright side, I mean, that's a win-win scenario for the Raiders. Because Jacoby shouldn't have like to leave in order to play Jack Batch. And Jack Batch had 0 snaps against the Jags. It just really get embarrassing. But that 4th and 6 can essentially be used on the try to get into the back at the end of the third to grab offensive line who never played. But that was pretty good return for his parent contract. Now we gotta get Jack Batch on the damn field. But that was just like very interesting move. That was very interesting move for someone we only have for 8 more games. And that was very impressive by the front office. But they enjoyed their time for the Raiders, and they wish they could have surrounded with more talent. But I was hoping by the 3rd round where a 4-6 round solid alternative. Now it's time for Jack Batch or Jonathan Thornton Jr. to step on and start developing for the long term. And Spatting knows how to play the game, but and how many costs? How many costs? Because after we just see for like the trade, it would just like really surprise me a lot. Really going to surprise me a lot. But they didn't have the Jaguars on the radar, but it became like a solid return for most of them. I mean, Jacoby was a gamer and I appreciated him going to the field with the pan out, but he's not a real wide receiver number 1. Not at all. And it must be like something like a win-win situation because, to be honest, for the Jacksonville Jaguars, their top Tigers are really hurt. And their record is 5-3. If the season ended today, that would be like a wild card team. And Travis Hunter was injury report minimum of 4 games. And Brian Thomas Jr. is having a sophomore slump. He was battling with numerous injuries, wrist, shoulder, and now ankle injury. Trade makes sense for both sides. It looks like the Jacksonville Jaguars were more aggressive than the Buffalo Bills and the Steelers. It's pretty fair to assume that the Jags will probably have a worse final record than both Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Yep. I mean, that was a pretty good return. But if they need something like an incredible blocker, reliable hands, a good leader, probably going to miss him. That was a solid return who supposedly wanted to out and would have it a wall from nothing after this year. But they gave me like a chance what we see in Jack Batch. And that's some pretty decent draft capital. So probably we should know what's going to really happen between for the draft next year. because I wonder if the compensation pick that would happen. The main thing is during right for the guy who did right with us, we're probably coming out for the head, but not really much. I mean, I'm good with the trade. He wasn't going to re-sign with the team anyway, but a lot of those fans, they just wanted so bad to re-sign Jacoby Myers, but it was like very, very too late. But I hope Trey Tucker reaches like at the first yard, to be honest. But Batch has a good sense of credits to replace Jacoby production, but it's gonna be really, really getting involved. So I hope we can trade more players, but good players who know about for the game. Yep, who know about for the game. Hey, how's it going, the Hunter 55? What's good, Ralph? Salute to you, the Hunter 55. Salute to you. Welcome to the show. And not only Jacoby Myers, who came here to the trade alert, now there is another one who really interesting, because I know the trade alert at the NFL during from November, it was just like getting out of the crazy. Yep. It was getting out of the crazy because Indianapolis Colts acquired Sauce Gardner from New York Jets in a blockbuster trade. And it was just like, man, they just made like a bold move by acquiring Sauce Gardner and the Jets in exchange for the first 2-round picks, the wide receiver A.J. Mitchell. Yep. Honestly, I mean, for me, that was just like a good trade. But for the Indianapolis Colts, I mean, that was like, wow. I love the Harry one that they got the waste of picks, but they would Sauce himself with a first-round pick that they made it. I mean, he could be really good. I mean, they're going to be even like Sauce Gardner. Honestly, good for the Jets because they got first for the guy who can tackle. Yep, who can tackle. Because it was really too bad that they didn't resolve the franchise. But honestly, it sounds like a good for the perspective. I mean, the trade has seen like a major hole that will accelerate the rebuild. While some of the very spectacle about the team ability to make it the most of their picks, others see like a necessary step for a franchise targeted cycle of mediocrity. And they're tanking for a quarterback. They're always tanking for a lot. Because I know that they get two for the potential blocking on Mitchell, where the Colts getting offered of the season. And speaking about that, because the Indianapolis Colts is a real problem. Real problem. Because I know some of the players, they have better potential, but they could absolutely go be like an outside or the slot players. I know one of those issues is not better potential. This is the case of Sauce Gardner. But and somehow he needs to get improved. I'm okay with getting like another shot, but that potential is not that really good. But the Jets don't have like a really good enough to be like the slow horses. Slow one, but it's not like, man, if you're getting bored or more of this, probably not. Probably not. I mean, they consider like a very successful, like losing the bottom draft to work it a rego away for the franchise. They just wanted to know. They just wanted to know. And right now, they're going to join up with Daniel Jones. Because if you guys remember, Sauce Gardner was part of the New York Jets, and then Daniel Jones was part of the New York Giants. Now they get reunited together by two teams. Yep. That's what had happened. Because I know that in the situation by addition, I mean, they're going to reduce more coverage responsibilities for Franklin, which one of the weakness. And I think Jalen Jones will cover tight ends more now. And he has good size and speed that Franklin lacks. And the Indianapolis Colts defense, he's really hyped up for all of those things. I mean, it's not that the type of the quarterback who gives a lot of space for the line of scrimmage, neither the war when both of those men are really healthy. And Jones became like a matchup weapon that could give like an Indianapolis a sizable cover option, slowing down for the tight ends who had killed Colts that season. I mean, that's really something that they're concerned about for the coach. And they're really excited for the go for the team forward, adding Sauce Gardner. Makes this secondary pretty much scary because I know that but just lost against Indianapolis Colts. That's very fair. But if you see like everything, they're gonna be like the end Aston Jungling defensive career because they show off that they can poison the offense when they have a pretty horrible game. So they feel like the defense, they'll be really dangerous if they don't want it to get end of the Super Bowl. Mine is gonna really careful because I know that the competition is really getting hot here. And not only for the conference, but also some of those teams that are really good threats. Because for the first time, we didn't see Kansas City Chiefs as the potential favorites for the Super Bowl. Nope. Because we just see like some of those teams have really good potential, which is Buffalo Bills, Indianapolis Colts, well, Pittsburgh Steelers, no. Because they have Aaron Rodgers, so no. So probably they have like more potential to go to the Super Bowl, which is Buffalo Bills and Indianapolis Colts, probably Green Bay Packers. We don't know a lot about this, but I would love to see it like probably Detroit Lions getting to the battle to the Super Bowl, and I think the defense and the offense could make it really improve between for the coaching of Dan Campbell. Yep, I know that sometimes could be really thing better, but sometimes they need to get it in to put all around for the DH coming up there. And for the other topic that I just wanted to talk about it because I know that I was talking about like Jacoby Myers and the NFL trade. So probably there are some winners and there are some losers coming out there. So probably some of the players are really good. Some of the players are really bad, but I know there are some things on the trade. You might lose it, you might win it, but here's the thing. It's always get involved with another team when you're going to make it. When you're going to make it. So that's it. That's it. And I just wanted to tell you, salute to Afakasi Raider. I know he was watching the whole live stream. Well, probably because I was doing like a test stream and then the microphone and the camera just blew it out of the way. So I just tested it out. And then right now it is getting really good. Really good because I know that they can hear me very good, very crispy, very good looking. So I'm not ugly about that, folks. I'm not ugly. So well, come on. I'm just a good looking right now. So shout out to all those persons who are watching in on X Live and YouTube and of course on Instagram. I mean, what can I tell about this, folks? Why can I tell about this, folks? And I know that for the first time, we just saw that Kansas City Chiefs are getting to the third place. Because who runs for the first place in the conference? Denver Broncos. Along for Bo Nix. Yep. Along for the Los Angeles Chargers. And they have the brawn for the defense of Denver Broncos, which is very, very incredible. Also, they have the quarterback, which is Bo Nix. Yep. And to be honest, right now, I just realized that I just made a video just like a few years ago before the draft. And then they were just like, man, what the people that criticize on Bo Nix and why did it choose Jaden Daniels to make like the winner of the Lambert Trophy? Yep, the quarterback trophy. And then I was just thinking that like, what do people hate on Bo Nix? Because for the like the size, the age, the accuracy, the defense. Because I know there's something like everyone to get involved with this right now. There he goes, my brother Afakasi Raider. So I hope you're doing good, and probably we can do like really something about for this week. Because I know that's Las Vegas Raiders versus Denver Broncos. So probably I'm gonna do a preview of Las Vegas Raiders versus Denver Broncos. Probably at 9 a.m. Yep. Because I'm gonna do like between for the morning and the afternoon because I know that I'm free on Thursday. So I'm going to make it a lot of advantage to make some live streams over for the morning. Yeah. But how do we do looking something? How do we get a look? Because I understand that there is a lot of things that we should really know. But at the same time, there is one thing that I always, always agree with that. Aston Genty, Brock Bowers, and Max Crosby are non-tradable. Not at all. Because remember, Max Crosby belongs to the Raider Nation. He wants to keep it. He wants to keep it 100 because he's the heart and soul of the nation. His legacy, his leadership changes it all. Because I never thought, because there's a lot of motherfuckers, also I know as content creators, who wants to fail off for the clickbait shit that say, oh, Max Crosby getting traded or Max Crosby getting out for the next season. I know what the real issue is. But I just got investigated. And right now it seems that Max Crosby is not going to anywhere. Not going to be anywhere, but he wants to desire to win the Super Bowl along with Las Vegas Raiders. And I hope that Mark Davis is listening. Yep, I hope Mark Davis is listening because and somehow he's only had paid attention to Las Vegas Raiders. He was only paying attention to like the Golden Knights of hockey, of the Aces of women's basketball, but never pays attention for Las Vegas Raiders, which is the football team. Never at all. And you know what? You always want to talk about business, all about for the money. Come on, man. And here's the thing. Because after the game against Jacksonville Jaguars, look what we saw when Max Crosby over for the trade. Raider Nation, I love y'all with everything, with my heart and soul. Y'all deserve better. Stay at one. It will change. And I'm not going to lie for this because I'm going to prove there was an image of that tweet. Because he gets it a lesser ability for seeing for the fans' perspective than know what to say. There is so much that a play and brushing fans up. There aren't a reason over the careers that make it like really, really wealthy. And I love that. And he became the heart and soul of the Raider Nation. And how you cannot love Max Crosby, man? How you cannot love? Come on. But it's also the stream. It's also would be great to see them playing with high pressure situations because Max is absolutely deserve it. And I have no doubt that he will rise to the occasion if he had the support around him. I mean, I know that I'm very fan of Max Crosby, as known as the Mad Mats. If you guys remember the song of Mad Mats from Future, yep, they still got it at all. But you know what? I mean, I know that man, which is Max Crosby, he wants to be here for a long time. Well, probably after winning the Super Bowl, probably he's going to be traded for another team, but I'm not really sure at all because he's one of those heart and soul of the Raider Nation. He dedicate all this leadership, all this heart, the mentality, everything that we just get involved in this one. Yep. And I know their perspective is always get involved with a commitment to excellence, committed to the silver and black. And they're paying the man, trusting leadership to get Matt's done. They're getting enough. And he always fighting out for every game, no matter if we win or lose. Because the team don't want to hear Gino's bullshit. And thank goodness for Matt Krause. And I wish the guy gets a Super Bowl win with that team. Because then I wanted to waste it all this. And to be honest right now, Matt Crosby and Derek Carr are the only guys that we remember as a legend. For the Oakland Vegas eras. I know we're in the losing franchise, but we still look at the back of those guys like Barry Sanders, Megatron, Matthew Stanford, despite after like all the teams coming out there. But I don't want it to feel really bad, but we all know that he's there. He's there. Because I understand there's a lot of fans that they got a lot of times that they had to start playing, hype on the team, the same results year in, year out. But some of the fans, they can really take it off. But I will not blame on nothing. Because I understand he wants to be there. He just want to be there because he has a heart of champion. He has a heart of champion, and we all know it. We all know about this. So I just wanted to make a little applause for Max Crosby to get it realized with the mental, the leadership that we always wanted for the Straight Outta Nation. So let's just give it a look at a lot of applause for the one and only Max Crosby. He gets his all. He gets his all. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting out of here because it's been another episode of Straight Outta Nation, because this is a late night reaction between Las Vegas Raiders versus Jacksonville Jaguars. To recap, also we're talking about Sauce Gardner, Jacoby Myers, and everything about for the NFL trade. And yes, I'm just talking about like a little bit of who can make it to the Super Bowl and don't, and a little bit of Max Crosby. And make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on different social media. Twitter, as known as at Capitán Rafucho. On Instagram, at Capitán Rafucho 93. On Twitter, well, TikTok, at Capitán Rafucho 93. On Kick, at Capitán Rafucho 93. And if you wanted to make a donation to help and support the stream, this video, this platform, you can make a donation by Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. All financial help is good, so please make it short. Because I know that my channel is demonetized right now. My main channel is still demonetized, so I really understand that if you can help to support the stream, that will be a lot. That will be a lot. But ladies and gentlemen, because I know that the people want to, because on Thursday, because we have a short week coming up there. Does it sound like this? Or just like this? Or something like this? Because, to be honest, right now, it is the perfect opportunity to see our Raiders in action against Denver Broncos on Thursday Night Football. And believe me, it's not going to be really easy at all. Not going to be really easy at all. So we might take it L, but yeah, probably we're going to take it at all. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us at another episode of Straight Outta Nation. This is a late night reaction. Make sure to subscribe to Capitán Rafucho on YouTube. And I just wanted to tell you, thank you guys for joining. And I'll do tomorrow. Well, I'll do a Thursday morning rush and shine between Las Vegas Raiders versus Denver Broncos. Yep. That is going to be so much interesting. So thank you guys for joining. Have a great Thursday. Have a great night. And of course, I got to say for one and only Gustavo Cerati, when it comes to like closing it off for the concert, there it is.
Gracias totales.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.